Mommy, I am so proud of you for graduating the program. You have been doing an amazing job. I feel like it's been forever. Thank you for being in my world, and thank you for being my mom. I love you. All I want to say is I'm super duper proud of you.
My name is Halley Guenther, and this is my story. I got to DCS because of multiple drug charges from my past. My childhood was very traumatic. I dealt with domestic violence my whole childhood. And it led me to being in active addiction and to getting on probation for having multiple different charges of drugs my whole life. And I spiraled.
So I met Ms. Guenther originally in Jackson County when I was working as a standardized caseload officer. And then when I transferred over to Athens to take a mental health and drug court promotional opportunity, I took over as her supervising officer. How I got to the point of realizing that I was finally ready to change was being in and out of jail. I had went to jail on some more drug charges, and that's when everything finally caught up on me, and I knew I could not run no more. I knew that the system had me multiple different times, and I was about to go to prison, and my life was never gonna be okay again. Halley has a massive history of being in and out of jail, not wanting to correspond with her officers, always having an excuse, never wanting to take responsibility, to always, finding a way out of the situation. She would come up with any excuse possible to not have to come to the office, to not have to meet with me, to not have to meet with her officers. My community supervision officer was Officer Smith. I had him on probation for a little while, and I ran from him. I didn't, because of course I was still in my active addiction. I didn't want to show my face to any authority figure role over my life. I didn't want to be told what to do. So I ran. And it was during around the time of COVID. So the jails, they didn't want to keep them overpopulated and stuff. So when I went to jail, I would bond right out every time. And when I bonded out, ended up, I was just running, and finally, Officer Cody Smith caught up with me. And that's when I pled into felony drug court. During the process of that time, while she was being supervised in Jackson County, she got a new felony possession of methamphetamine charge in Oconee County. And because of that possession of methamphetamine charge in Oconee County, it was a global resolution between the DA's office in Oconee and the working through multi-district circuits to put her into a position where she could best succeed, which was the Western Judicial Drug Court program.
My name is Nicole Cavanaugh. I am the program coordinator for the Western Judicial Circuit Felony Drug Court. And I had the pleasure of having Halley in the program. She was difficult. She was very difficult, but she had a lot of potential. And it was really obvious that if we could just get her to see it, that things could shift. Felony drug court is 18 to 24 months. I actually did 28 months in felony drug court. My experience, it was hard. It was very, very hard. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I didn't think I was gonna be successful at all. It was very hard because it wasn't just about the drugs. Felony drug court is not just about the drugs. Felony drug court is more about your inner self and how to change your inner self and the trauma and things that went on that led you to the drugs. To me, it's a complete reset of the whole mind and body.
Halley's amazing. She came through our program and she struggled at parts of it. She was ultimately placed on an accountability support plan which we used to call a behavioral contract, which is sort of the last straw. And she was told, any sanctions you get, that's going to be the last, and we're going to be probably considering termination.
And as progressive took time when I took over her caseload in drug court, you watched her go from that person who was making the excuses to not be there to calling other people out on that excuse and really becoming a leader.
She just took off like a rocket. She did everything right. The light came on, and she was a leader in our program, and she graduated from our program, and she was an inspiration to everybody else who was in the program.
You got to really meet Halley. It was neat to stop talking to her addiction in the office and to start talking to Halley. And she's a great personality on top of being a good human.
Once she graduated, and we always encourage our graduates to stay involved in our Recovery Allies program, which is our alumni group. And she stayed involved, and she always showed that she wanted to help other people, because helping others is such an important part of recovery. And she decided that she wanted to be a peer support specialist, and she's working with us now as a peer support specialist. And there's really nothing more valuable for a program than to have someone who has graduated from your program helping the other people, the other participants.
Having Halley work with our folks in the program because of her lived experience is amazing. A lot of folks have been in and out of the system a lot. They've had a lot of different experiences with different programming, and they have heard a lot from people who haven't walked their walk, and they start to tune it out. So they get to hear things in a different way when they're in this program and when they're working with people like Halley.
Being reunited with my daughter, I haven't had custody of her in 5 years. And it was the biggest goal that I could have set for myself at that time, especially when I was still in active addiction. Yes, that was my goal. But how could I meet that goal being in active addiction? So on December the 14th of 2023, I graduated felony drug court, and then I knew then that it was time. It was the best day of my life. I immediately started ugly crying in court when she said, I hereby grant you full custody back of your child. And it's a feeling that I've never felt before, and it felt like success. And I couldn't be happier.
Now, she's gotten married, she's gotten her children back, and she's just an extremely valuable part of our team, and will continue to do so in the future.
What I'm doing right now is I'm a peer support specialist for all treatment courts. I had goals that I had throughout the program of felony drug court, and I've met all of my goals, and it's been 3 years since I've been clean.
We're always looking to be that guiding resource, put you in the best opportunity to be successful. Whether that's through programs like DRC or drug court, we're always looking for that one opportunity, the best resource to provide you, to give you the best opportunity to be successful in your recovery or successful on probation in general.
DCS has been amazing. The referrals from DCS are awesome because you can tell that the officers know what's going to fit in drug court. They're appropriate referrals. DCS has been so helpful both on the main side and on the DRC side for us working together to try to find the best fit for people.
If it wasn't for probation being on me from my drug charges, I wouldn't have had the opportunity to be able to do a treatment court program and to be where I am today. And I thank everyone in the process of getting me where I am today.